And they say, no, take those lines out. You cannot say that this economy is rigged. And I said, but it is.
Now, if you thought things could not get any worse for the Democratic Party, my friend, think again, because socialist Elizabeth Warren just dropped the biggest bomb on Obama. She admitted that Obama himself censored her from telling the truth to the American people. Obama, the man that's always talking about the importance of free speech. If the Democrats are willing to do that to their own, imagine what they are hiding from the American people. Just like us conservatives, we often say, the Democrats don't care about transparency. They only care about power. They only care about protecting their image, even if that means censoring their own people.
I just want to tell you something that I don't think I've ever said publicly that fits in this conversation. It's now the summer before the election in November 2012. And Barack Obama, who's going to be up for re-election, and the Democrats say you can have a speaking spot at the national convention. They invite me to do a keynote speech. This is the big moment. I go back and forth with the folks on my team on this speech. And the line I have in this speech is something like, people all across this country feel like the game is rigged against them. And they're right. It is. And then I talk about the things I think we should do. So we send this speech in to be approved by the powers that be in the Democratic Party.
Which is basically the Obama White House at this point.
And they say, no, take those lines out. You cannot say that this economy is rigged. And I said, but it is. And they said, no, you can't say that.
Now, why would Obama allow you to say that the system is rigged? In 2008, all the banks that were largely responsible for the crisis, they all got bailed out. And in 2009, when Obama got to office, guess what? Obama continued to bail out all the banks. Again, the banks that were responsible for the crisis in 2008. But wait, there's more. Not only Obama in 2009 continued to bail out all the banks, hundreds of billions of dollars, the bankers that were directly responsible for the crisis, not only the bankers did not get fired, the bankers were allowed to get their bonuses. Do you understand? The bankers that were greedy caused a crisis in 2008. The banks got bailed out and the bankers got even more money from their bonuses. And thank you to President Obama. Why would Obama allow you to say the system is rigged? One of the reasons I do not like Obama at all, this man has so much influence on the black community. He could have used his influence to help the community get out of that victim mindset. He could have used his influence to tell the community racism is not the reason why you are living in poverty. He could have used his influence to tell the community, if you really want economic freedom, the one thing you can certainly do is marry before you carry. Marry before you carry can solve half of the black community issue. Over 75% of kids are being born out of wedlock. The number one guaranteed step for a financial stability is for a man and a woman to come together, plan, budget, marry before you have kids. Those are basic things. Obama never addresses some of the real issues the community is facing. The only thing he talks about is racism. And recently he made a statement talking about how boys need gay friends. Let me stop, because every time I hear this name, honestly, it fascinates me on why this man still has a following, when in reality this man has been used as a weapon to enslave, to brainwash the community, and not just the black community. This man also has been used as a weapon to push the LGBT agenda on our children. This man has been used as a weapon to emasculate men. I think you can tell by now, I do not like Obama.
That was Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren for the first time publicly criticizing former President Barack Obama and his team and how they let President Trump take away a big talking point from Democrats about lower costs in the economy. Joining us now, WOR radio host Mark Simone. Mark, it's great to see you again. What do you make of this? They eventually let her keep that line in the speech, but it sounded like Obama and his team didn't want Senator Warren saying the economy was rigged under his first term. Remember, this is 2012, his second term, 2012 DNC.
Yeah. Well, this is just a sign that it's all over for Barack Obama. You know, Bill Clinton was the big star. Then they put him out to pasture. To Democrats, he's like Herbert Hoover. He's way in the past. And now I'm afraid that's happening to Obama. They're done with him.
And I think that would be a fair statement to say Obama had more power than President Biden, or at least Obama had more influence in the Democratic Party than President Biden when Biden was president. Now, I don't know why, but hey.
He's like Harry Truman. He's from another century, another era, and they're moving on. The Democrats moving so far to the left, and Elizabeth Warren apparently wants to jump in on that. And the fact that she'd be so blunt about this indicates she's thinking of 2028. You know, like here in New York, they're all talking about affordability in the mayoral race, the crisis. Democrats have been running every inch of New York government for 12 years. So if there's a crisis, it was caused by them. And Democrats had the same problem back then when she was talking about it.
So do you think people are going to start waking up to what's going on inside the Democrat Party, that it really is totally splintered, fractured? We've never seen it. We thought it was getting worse. We thought it hit bottom. It keeps hitting new bottoms.
That would be nice, but in reality, it is hard for people to see what the Democrats are really doing, because the Democrats, they have a lot of propaganda machines pushing lies and hiding the truth from the American people.
Now, when they get totally out of power, this happened after the Dukakis defeat. For about 2 years, they fight and fight and fight, and the radical left leads the way. And then about 2 years into it, Bill Clinton rises up, a moderate who takes them back to the center. That figure has not shown himself yet.
Yeah, and may not be able to, right? Because how far left it's gone. So let's turn back to Kamala Harris's interview on MSNBC. What do you make of Kamala Harris saying the following, that she did not pick Pete Buttigieg because he's gay as her running mate in last year's 2024 race, that the 2024 race she claimed was the tightest race ever in the 21st century. She lost the popular vote, the Electoral College, all the swing votes, swing states rather, and then she claimed Trump as a, quote, communist dictator. What is going on here?
So Kamala Harris, who was a DEI hire, refused to take Pete Buttigieg because Pete would be a DEI hire. Okay, I got it.
I think that's a notch down from fascist. I don't know, but you know, there's so many better reasons not to pick Pete Buttigieg. His whole life has been fake photo ops and just inflated resume. And if she was looking for somebody that vice president would really help her get elected, Tim Walz was the last guy on earth. He was about the silliest guy I ever saw. He made Dan Quayle look like Churchill. So she should stop doing these interviews. I think she's causing people to bring the books back instead of selling them.
It is a good feeling watching the Democrats fighting amongst each other. It is an amazing feeling watching Jasmine Crockett as the leading voice in the Democratic Party, watching Komunizo and Mamdani as the new star of the Democratic Party. It's a good feeling. It makes us Republicans, us conservatives, it makes us feel a little bit more positive about the future, because if those are the people we have to face in general elections, I think we'll be fine. But anyway, as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think as I continue to bring more, but most importantly, better content, and call out the nonsense from the Democratic Party and call out the PG-13s, because I want children to watch this channel. As always, you guys stay safe. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.